David Jacoby, we are Jalen Jacoby.
What
What exactly is it that we do?
Sure. Every day at 2 p.m., tell a friend to tell a friend. We give the what they want.
The people of New York City are getting what they want from the Knicks. The people of Ann Arbor have some good news when it comes to Michigan Wolverine football. We start the show with a great game between the Los Angeles Clippers and the Bucks, teams that fell short in the bubble. That man, Giannis Antetokounmpo, had a great game. Jalen, you wanted to talk specifically about the final possession of the game, how they're using Giannis. Why is that?
First and foremost, Drew Holiday return. That was good to see. And Giannis is his dominant self. But the one thing that his team and coaching staff did for him at the end of the game, they actually gave him the basketball at the elbow with the life dribble. And that's Giannis. Your dribble away from a dunk. The defense has to react. They didn't know what to do. Look how they started scribbling at the beginning of the play. We throw it to Giannis at the elbow. They did not know what to do. And they were chasing the ball the entire time. All of a sudden, he ends up with a dunk to win the game. That's why he was so enthusiastic about it. Normally, at the end of the game, it's Forbes spotting up at the 3 line, and he could try to go downhill to either drive and spin back and get a basket or kick it out for a 3.
He was hyped after that one. He enjoyed that. And I wanted to acknowledge first how well Paul George is playing season because he's headed towards a 40-90 season. He's playing great. However, sometimes big moments, Paul George doesn't show up. Yesterday, he was 7 for 21. Him and Kawhi couldn't get a bucket to win the game at the end. Is this a concern for the Clippers?
It shouldn't be a concern for the Clippers. Paul George, me, for everybody out there, he's a classic example, all of us, as our haters wait for us to take a step. That's all this is. Your enemies are like the devil. They're going to constantly remind you every poor decision that you made, a bad game that you had, and they won't you live it down. The man had double shoulder surgery coming into the previous season. Not coming into this year healthy. He's been elite. He's been all NBA basketball. They've been one of the offensive teams in the game. Gonna have nights when he struggled. Yes, that was one of those nights. I saw Pandemic P trending. I saw him trending, all of that good stuff. But again, the Clips are positioning themselves really well for a postseason run, but I'm going to tell you, I'm going to keep bringing it up. They need a guard, dog. I know you get tired of me hearing this, but all of the guys, I wish they were one player. And you know, Lou, that's dog. Up there in age. So if you had Lou Will's offense, Patrick Beverly's defense, be a left like Kennard and Reggie Jackson's side, that's their part.
I would say Red Jackson's confidence. I think that's what I would want from Red Jackson in that group that you want to turn into one player. Well, Jalen, you know I'm a Die Easy fan, and you and I both earmarked a team that we're going to pay close attention to, and that is the Charlotte Hornets, and they have been playing some inspired basketball of late. P.J. Washington had 42 points in this one, and it was Malik Monk who scored bucket at the end, gave them the win. Jalen, why is Hornets team so fun to watch?
I'm a basketball degenerate, Jacoby. I was at the studio today working 12 straight hours, went home and watched all of this game. And if you see something crazy on the screen, it's because this is not ESPN anymore. This is the Hornets News Network. And one of the things that happened late in that game, really crucial, is when Scary Terry got to the line. And all of a sudden, the other team, the King, started missing free throws. They missed so many free throws. PJ made a couple of threes. Miles made a couple of plays. And you know Melo made a couple of plays. This is terrific close to a young team to get a big-time win on the road.
Jalen, you know we love LaMelo Ball here at Jalen Jacoby, so we just straight up made him his own segment. Here it is. 1 of 1 with LaMelo Ball, and Jalen, he had 24 points, 12 assists, his third game, 20 and 10. So what do you think about this soon-to-be rookie year?
I think you ever want to know anything about LaMelo Ball, this is your parking spot. Because we tried to tell you. We tried to tell you. Jacoby sat on this show, and I just sat silent. I have been saying it for so long, my brother took over the fight for me. It's like, you go, dog, I'm tired. Jacoby said any general manager that passes on LaMelo Ball will regret it. And you just put up those stats, right? That ain't just points. That's assists. That's making people around better. Okay? He had a big block game yesterday, a big defensive play. And I love his court vision, his court sense, his ability to come out there and not be afraid. Like, he's going to be a superstar in the league. Try to tell you. Try to tell.
And let's not forget this, the rebounds that he gets, right? He gets doubles and gives you 6 assists, 3 rebounds, and everyone talks, oh, he can't shoot. Oh, LaMelo Ball can't shoot. LaMelo Ball is shooting 35% three. And that's not on 2 attempts either. He's shooting threes and making threes, and he's only going to get better. He has all the tools that you need to be a point guard in 2021 and beyond in the National Basketball Association.
I totally agree with you, but I want to shout out the players and the rookie guys because so many young guys around the league are being truly productive, and I appreciate these guys coming into the game ready. But the one thing about those three-point percentage just brought up, it takes into account things like yesterday when they throwing it out of bounds and you just save it and you fall into the chairs in a water cooler and you shoot it. That kind of gets your percentages too.
Yeah, that wasn't the best. He really thought he was going to make that too. He was just like, ah! Well, Jen, one team that is trying to turn around got an opportunity to do so yesterday, and that the struggling Boston Celtics who went up against Red Hot Wizards and ended up getting the win, and it was Jalen Tatum in the remaining seconds of the game that got not one but two huge buckets, also hit by a Bradley Beal turnover, to get this team the win. But Jalen, it's not the Celtics I want to talk to you about. It's the man I mentioned, Bradley Beal. He scored 46 points in this game, and they lost. This is the 11th straight game where he had 40 points, and they could not get a win. If you're Bradley Beal, what does that mean to you? How do you feel, and how do you feel about your relationship with the franchise moving forward?
So as a player, I believe he's like 6-20 around when he scores 40 plus. That means best player, bad team. Can he now lift that squad into being playoff team? Can his now performances when go off like this lead to wins? And a good example to use for you, Jacoby, since Bradley's been there his entire career, is Dame Lillard. Because when Dame first got league, that was LaMarcus Aldridge's team, just kind of like John Wall. And then when he left, Dame stepped and became that dude. In the second year, Dame led to the playoffs. So now this is the first year with John Wall. And Russell Westbrook recently been balling, put triple-doubles. They will be a playoff team, in my opinion, because whether they make it as an A seed, play themselves in, they're going to be in the play. So let's see when he has big performances, it now actually lead victories, which means A, they need to build a better roster around them, or B, teams are going to try to decide he can actually be the best player on a winning team.
With gyms either being closed or sort of place that people don't want to go to because of the coronavirus, we've all sort of like take outside for our workouts, and Drew Brees is just like the rest of us. Let's just take a look at him work out outside. And I'm just asking you the question. He looks pretty good. He looks pretty strong. He's working out. Does that look like a man who just got retired? And if you're a Saints fan, is this the last thing we want to see?
Well, he did the vet move by taking minimum, so therefore the team or the fans can't say he's overpaid because he only getting 1.1. So now if I decide to show up, you got to welcome me because I'm a discount. But the person, and I'll ask you a question. How would Jerry Rice feel if Joe Montana or Steve Young returned into the team? How would they feel?
They would probably want that player back to throw them the ball. That's how I imagine he would feel.
I don't believe Thomas feel like that. So if you believe the announcing that he's coming back, for everybody that followed this show all year, this has been a run storyline. 3-2-1 bottom ticker. Drew says he's coming back. Go to Michael Thomas's IG. See how he feels about playing with Drew under next year. He's not going to be happy. Stay tuned.
The connection between Brees and Thomas was not nearly fruitful as it was 2 years ago last year. Something to pay attention to per Jalen A. Rose on Jalen Ninja, because sometimes there are videos that we need to break down in detail so me and you have to table. Jalen, people go all out for marriage proposals, but this guy went all out of a plane to pose to his now fiance while stabbing. He takes the ring in his teeth. She had no idea. Then while falling to the earth, proposed. Jalen, your thoughts?
I'm going to surprise you with this. I love this. I truly do. I knew, and please correct me if I'm wrong, that the person probably wouldn't look like me. But at the same time, to take that risk for love, the person that you make commitment to for the rest of your life, that's what it's all about. Ball.
You, Jalen, I dressed like a clown. Now I'm something else into my phone. I'll skydive for the show. I'll skydive for this program. Take me out to Long Island. I will jump on a plane and record for this show. No problem. Let's go. I want you there at the bottom.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a follow-up question?
Yes.
What do you think I'm going to be doing when you're skydiving?
Wing on the earth with a cocktail and me when I land. Jalen, sometimes Zion leaves floor. It seems like he will never. I'm 17 in New York City. Welcome back to Jalen Jacoby. Jalen, it's time for the segment where you did what we discuss. It is Keep Him In.
Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang.
If you want to discuss topic at the breaks, if not, Method Man, jump in the minivan and keep it moving. Jalen, I have an update and a request about dunk contest. Keep it hit the brakes.
Hit the brakes.
Cassius Stanley, Anthony Simmons, and Obi Toppin have all come to the dunk contest, but this man has not. He floated. He said he pumped. He said maybe he will, he won't. Jalen, why should Zion Williamson be in the dunk contest?
Same reason why when you follow Major League Baseball, certain sluggers choose not to be in the home run derby because afterward it has affected some of their swings and their averages in a negative way. I feel like as a young player who was low match last year, still working to get off his shape, that's had a history of injury in college and high school, missed summer league, now to fly to Atlanta in a 24-hour span, play in his all-star game, and at halftime leave the locker room and go participate in the contest, go back in the locker room in the second half of the game. I just think that's too much for a play the same day. That's why I feel like he turned down.
Jalen, he has not it down yet. He's keeping it alive. And at the beginning of this show, we have like a motto. There's like an ethos that we live by. Oh, that is giving the people what they want. The people want Zion in the dunk contest. Zion, do not listen to Jalen. Give the people what they want, and you will get exactly what Jalen is hitting at when you become the slam dunk contest champion, and your star gets bigger and you get more smiths. You're welcome. The Rockets are in trouble. They got waxed by the Grizzlies. Not only that, there's some Victor Oladipo as well. Keep moving in breaks.
I'm not surprised. Stylus is still a terrific coach and going to be with them for a long time. They're dealing with injury. I mean, you trade James Harden, Christian Woods get injured, and Victor Oladipo may be getting traded. Keep moving for now.
We've been moving. We've been moving.
Jalen, I don't know if you know this. The New York Knicks are above 500, and New York City is on fire with love for the New York Knickerbockers. You don't even know that James Harden and Kyrie, AD are playing in Brooklyn if you walk around Manhattan after a New York City Knickerbocker win. Jalen, can they sustain this and be a playoff team in the East?
You just alluded to something that's facts, and I learned this very young. Sometimes you have to be a star away from your hometown to be accepted as one where you live. And anybody that spends in New York City, while Nets are going to garner all of the national attention, trust me, we're in New York right now. It's all about Knicks. You have that story, 70-year head start of people being a hard fan of yours. This love is spread to the streets, even when it's just one game above 5.
So happy for New York, so happy for Knicks. It's just a better play. The Knicks are playing well. A Luka Doncic card sold for an unbelievable amount. Keep it moving.
The brakes on this one.
Someone bought a one-of-one Luka Doncic rookie card for $4.6 million of American currency. What is happening in this world, Jalen?
Well, the collection, the card collection business, the autograph business, the apparel business, it's been a lucrative one. I'm going to tell you something, and everybody, when you still, may you credit me. When Luka Doncic and Zion Williamson, terrific young players, decide that they're going to get in tip shape. See, young, you've been young, eating whatever, drinking whatever, going to whatever. You're not making a sacrifice. You're just not doing it. Especially when you look at the stat sheet like, wait, I'm an all-star? But then when you had hurt from the league, ask Joel Embiid. You see him? You see when Kawhi made that jump and he was walking off the court crying? Celtics swept him out of the. He focused. Nah, ain't he? You see how focused is? When Zion and Lucas have that heartbreak in the league, those two guys will be vying for MP. Remember,
you could also say the same thing about the stretch mark 5, who is still alive, but not so much a stretch 5 anymore. Moving on.
Well said.
We have back and forth between two of the most prominent KDs in the world. Keep moving.
Hit the break. D-Trey stand. What up, dog?
Jalen, please explain to the people what happened between Cash Doll and Kevin Durant.
First off, Cash Doll represents 313 to the fullest. And if you don't know, now you know. And so if you say that's her name, then Kevin Durant gotta be second, Dobie. That's kind of how this works.
Oh, that's how it works?
Yeah.
I like it. First of all, I love Kevin Durant going forth. Whether he saw this naturally or he's just searching KD on Twitter, which I could believe both. I really love Kevin Durant on social media ever since the burner account revealed.
All I know is this. I see KD dropping bars. I know who his ghostwriter is.
Well, I hope to see both those as soon as possible. One thing you will see very soon is the Lakers forming like expected them to yet against the Warriors, and a verse matchup that absolutely will blow your mind. We'll give both of those right after this. You're with Jalen and Jacoby. Back to Jalen and Jacoby. Jalen, it was Steph against LeBron, and it was an absolute blowout yesterday between the Warriors and Lakers. Can the Lakers build on this momentum as they look at the future without Anthony Davis? Wow.
You know, I don't like to chase sticks or give hyperbole or use the term great a lot, but I truly believe if the Lakers help, they get pushed to 6 games once in the playoffs. And I'm only getting that number because that's what the Heat did in the final. That's how they're the favorite to me. They get Schroeder back, and all of a sudden somebody else handle the ball, defend on the perimeter, unlocks LeBron James to be on the backside, like a linebacker, like a back, getting balls, getting steals, help side, getting a transition, catching lobs, scoring 19 points, 24 mid-season lows, getting wins. And so when we start talking about MVPs, that's what they do, show up on a nightly basis.
Well, Sunday yesterday, out on the links, a lot of golfers wore the red top and black pants as traditional Sunday garb for Tiger Woods, who is recovering from a tragic car accident. What do you think about tribute from the golf?
Well, soon, Tiger. You know, Jacoby, as you know, spent so much time in Los Angeles over a couple of decades. And he had his car accident. I've driven there multiple times, and that is a dangerous spot. So just wishing him health and getting back to speedy recovery. And a big shout to all of the golfers who paid tribute.
Jalen, I have never been more excited for a potential versus battle. This one that is being teased between Ghostface Killa and Raekwon the Chef. Jalen, this kind of reminds me of Jeezy Good for Atlanta and 40 Water and 2 Short for Oakland. What do you think this will mean for New York City?
Wow, treasures of glaciers of ice. This would be class. You know how much I love Shayla Ghost and Raekwon the Chef. I had to cut the half moon Caesar back in my head. Do that.
Don't do it.
I had to wait for
Don't
my
do it.
LB in effect mode.
Don't do it. Don't do it. You're in a good spot with the hair now, and we'll be in a good spot 2 p.m. tomorrow on